Now, we look here, right here is a dividing line. And it's one that's kind of hard to visualize. This structure coming out here is a what? Villus. This hole going down here is a what? Crypt of Labracube. Okay, is this a villus?
No.
No. This is a villus because it's above this layer where the crypts go in. Okay? Identify this layer. Muscularis mucosa. Identify this layer.
Lamina propria.
Lamina propria. Good. Oops. Lever.
Lever.
Yeah, good. There we go. Thank you. Kathy.
What's inside the crypts? Is that lamina propria also?
No, outside. Around the crypt is lamina propria.
What's the white stuff inside?
Inside is a
Secretory
lumen
material.
where it secretes intestinal juices.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, these structures, strange Brunner's glands. This is still Brunner's glands, and here's a duct going up through the muscularis mucosa with the crypts along the side. Okay, and it's somehow it's different. It doesn't look like the typical Brunner's glands.
Is that a crypt going up?
Here,
Yeah.
I think that's a duct because it ties directly into the Brunner's glands down here.
What was it they were talking about, the crypts tying into the Brunner's glands?
Well, that may be then, that the crypt ties into Brunner's glands, it's a continuation, the duct empties into a crypt, that would make sense too. Yeah. So here we're seeing villi. See, and here's that dividing line. And below here we have crypts going in. This is obviously not what part of the small intestine. It's not duodenum, so it's either jejunum or ileum. We're kind of going through here in order, so I'm sure it is jejunum. Okay. And you notice when a piece of villus gets cut off, you can see that there's space all around it. The lumen surrounds the villus, while lamina propria surrounds a crypt or a gland. Oh, is that nice?
That's cute. You say so.
Phase contrast microscope of a what? Villus. What is this cell?
Goblet.
Goblet cell. Look, it's oozing mucus. Isn't that great? What do we see along here?
Microvilli.
Those are microvilli. With this is a good enough slide. We can see the microvilli that make up the brush border, can't we? Excellent. Identify this layer. Lamina propria. Identify this tissue. Simple columnar. Now you realize that had I asked you sometime last semester about that tissue, you would have started whining. Because it's not real clear simple columnar, is it? But you're learning to use all the clues. That's excellent. Excellent. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Those are villi. Good answer. Yes. Those are villi. They've injected the vessels with red gelatin, and these are the capillary networks within the villi. That's slick. Yeah. Gives you an idea of how many capillaries each one of those villi for picking up carbohydrates and proteins. Do these capillaries pick up lipids?
No.
No. That goes where? In the lymphatic, in the lacteal. Absolutely. Okay. Here we're looking at ileum. Look at the tremendous, huge, long villi. But you notice, see the pale streak down the center of that one? See the indole cavity down there? What do you think that is? That's a lacteal, isn't it? We can see evidence of lacteals like there, and going down there. Okay. Lacteals in those villi. Structure? A villus. Tissue?
Simple
columnar.
Simple columnar. Layer?
Lamina
Lamina
propria.
propria. Tissue.
As you like.
Looks like smooth muscle, doesn't it? Do I have to ask? Why does it look like smooth muscle? Because it is. That is smooth muscle. And each villus typically has a few cells of smooth muscle that come up into it off of the muscularis mucosa, and the villus is mobile. It can flex and bend around a little bit. Has some motion in it. There they've taken a piece of small intestine and injected the arteries with red gelatin and the veins with blue gelatin to give you an idea of how vascular the intestine is. It's very vascular, okay? Very vascular. And you don't appreciate that on our regular slides. So this gives you an idea of how vascular it is. Horrible picture. But the tunics are there. And there's quite a bit of lymphoid tissue there and there and there and there. And it's not a slide of something you've ever seen before. What do you think it is? No. Thank you for that, Kathy.
Oh, she's never seen it?
That's true. This is the appendix.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Okay. Horrible slide. In the set we bought. Identify the organ in the field of view. It's a large intestine, isn't it? And you can see on areas where it's cut the glands lengthwise, you can see them going through the mucosa. And on areas where it's cut the glands crosswise, like here and well down here, you can see the glands in cross section. Now, Kathy,
I'm not saying a word.
where are we now? It's a slide you haven't seen before. Identify the tissue. Simple columnar epithelial tissue. Identify the tissue.
Non-keratinized.
Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Okay? And obviously, from the way we're progressing through the digestive tract, we are at what?
Anus.
The rectal anal junction. Right there's the junction. Okay? And as we go into the anus, it once again becomes non-keratinized stratified squamous from the simple columnar. And pretty faint, bad slide. Sorry about that. It is upside down. The reason it's upside down is I've been fighting with these, getting them to drop in, and I was turning it on all sides until it dropped in nicely. Yes. Okay. Identify the organ in the field of view. Pancreas. What is a clue that tells you it's a pancreas?
Islet of Langerhans.
The islet of Langerhans. I will not show you a pancreas without an islet on the test. That would not be fair. Okay? The islet produces what?
And
Insulin and glucagon. And whose functions we'll get in the next couple of lectures. Okay? These structures are what? Huh? Acini. Serous acini. These are acini that are producing what? All those digestive glands that we've talked about today in lecture, digestive enzymes, all those digestive enzymes that we talked about today in lecture, those are being produced by these acini. This is a closer look of the acini. So here's your acini, and if you get a good one, you got a lumen in the center, and these are what produce the exocrine secretion. They're not mucus tubules. It's the bases, the cytoplasm is stained more darkly. They actually have pretty large round nuclei. And we don't have any nice big continuous lumens. They're not tubules. And there's a closer view of the islet. And once again, I'll not show you a pancreas without an islet.